But according to the Washington Post reporting, there were about a dozen questions spanning over kind of 5 general issues. So clearly, Mueller asked about what the president knew about the Trump Tower meeting. You know, the special counsel also asked about the kind of what his associates knew about the interactions with Russian officials in general. So while the questions may be focusing on the activities of the Trump campaign, you know, Shimon is right that we don't know how much further Mueller will go, and I think we'll just have to wait and see as to the next steps of the special counsel.
And it does make you wonder, you know, we've seen the Mueller investigation become politicized in terms of public opinion. Most Americans view it through a partisan lens. How would a subpoena fight between Trump and Mueller change things, Sung Min?
Well, that's been a lot of Rudy Giuliani's strategy. We've seen once the president brought him onto his legal team that he has taken this very aggressive bulldog approach to the campaign or to the special counsel probe to kind of, you know, shape the public narrative of the investigation. And I think that's also the president's tactic here when he tweets angrily about the corrupt Democrats who are working for Mueller's campaign, which is also not accurate. And you have seen public polling kind of drop in terms of the confidence in law enforcement in general and also the campaign. And I think that's what really congressional Democrats are worried about. I mean, we remember that, you know, the House will be in Democratic control next year. Protecting the Mueller investigation, however long it goes, is going to be a major focus for them. But, you know, don't discount the drama that we'll see over protecting the special counsel probe in the coming weeks of this Congress. You have Senator Jeff Flake, who is retiring, but a very vocal critic of President Trump, willing to block, you know, dozens of judicial nominees that the Senate wants to take up before the end of the year, and to try to force a vote on legislation to protect the special counsel. So you have this very contentious partisan fight unfolding on Capitol Hill, and we'll see that continue to develop in the coming weeks.
Yeah, right. So even if the Mueller probe wraps up, there's still the threat of investigations on this on Capitol Hill. And what's interesting, Shan, is you see this sort of PR strategy playing out publicly. The president just yesterday, once again, saying the Mueller probe is a witch hunt. Rudy Giuliani echoing the same kind of sentiment, saying that, you know, there are angry Democrats working for him and so forth. You have to wonder what it's like behind the scenes. Rudy Giuliani said publicly it's not awkward, but you do have to wonder how that plays out behind the scenes.
You do, and that's a really good point, Pam, because the issue about whether the Mueller probe has become politicized is really important to distinguish that the politics around it, the public opinion, is incredibly politicized at the moment, but the probe itself is remarkably pristine. I mean, they have not spoken to the press, they don't give any views. As Shimon was saying, we never know what's going on there. So by all indications, and from my limited exposure with them when I used to represent Rick Gates, they are extremely professionally focused without any public interaction and therefore without any politics. So I would suspect that behind the scenes over there in Mueller's shop, it's still a very intense atmosphere, but business as usual. I really don't think that they're being affected by the public issues at all, but certainly the public and political sentiment is at an all-time high right now.
All right, guys, stick around. Shimon, I have more questions for you. I know I didn't get too much in this last block, but a lot more to discuss, including the bombshell reports that President Trump wanted to use the Justice Department to prosecute Hillary Clinton and James Comey. That's next.
A once in 500-year storm should happen every 500 years, right?